Hi, my name is Eduardo Valbuena and I'm gonna tell you my story. This is real life.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, last name Jones, and thank you so much for tuning into the second episode of Real Life Ish. Now, if you've not done it already, just go ahead and press like and subscribe at the bottom of your screen because we do need that support. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers by January, and I know it can be done because you guys are friggin' amazing. All right, now with that out the way, today's episode is more so about understanding than anything else. See, you can talk to me and communicate with me, but if I don't understand what you're saying, then the communication is it's a waste of time. You see? So in this world, you need understanding before communication, because sometimes if you understand me, we don't even have to communicate. And that's just how it goes. Now, today's episode, I sit down with a good friend of mine, Eddie V. Eddie's a gay male from South America. He's going to sit down today and share with us his experience since coming to America. Also, his experience of what it's been like since he's came out public with his lifestyle. Also, we'll be sitting down just so I get some understanding, so I'm not offensive to him being a friend. Because sometimes we can say things to people and we're offensive and don't realize we're offensive because we're not knowledgeable of whatever the situation may be. This is real life.
Time passed, that's a memory. All that pain, that's a memory. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't got the energy. No, cause now you just a memory. Time passed, that's a memory. All that pain, that's a memory. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't got the energy. No, cause now you just a memory.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, last name Jones, and you're tuning into Real Life Ish. Now, today we have a special guest with us. We got my brother from another mother. Of course, clearly that's not my real brother. Just saying. Dude look like Antonio Banderas a little bit. Or what's that guy's name? Brandon Lee.
Right,
yeah, the crow. Anyways, we're here with Eddie. Feel me, Eddie? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Eduardo. I'm Venezuelan. I'm 33 years old. Jesus. I've been living here in the United States for 4 years, almost 5 in February. And yeah, I'm here to tell my story.
So there y'all have it. So, anyways, Eddie, how's it been for you, man?
It's good. It's good. It's been good. Learning a lot. Growing up sucks. I know everybody's on the same page with me with that because we are all in the same boat. Nobody wants to be responsible ever. So yeah.
I mean, who does? Everybody wants to be Peter Pan. You know?
That's right.
So where are you from? We hear our accent. Where are you from?
Right. I'm Venezuelan. Like I said, I've been in the country for about almost 5 years now. My experience has actually been pretty positive. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of us, like Latinos, we have to go through a huge struggle to actually make it in the country.
Right.
At least for us that want to come to the United States. At least I know for my part, everyone in my country had to fly away because of the political situation and everything that was going on.
Now, Venezuela, for those of you who are watching, some people I know, listen, y'all are special. And I still love y'all. Venezuela is not in Africa. It's not nowhere in Africa. Right. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere in the Middle East. It's in South America. For those of y'all watching. So, anyways, let me stop. So let's backtrack a little bit before you came to America, right? In Venezuela, what was life like?
Well, growing up, it was great. We all had a very... even though when you were, like, if you weren't rich, you would still get a really good upbringing. Like, you would still have really good stuff and you could still get educated. University was free for everybody if you had good grades.
That's good. I mean, in Jamaica, you had to pay a school fee.
Right, no, and in the United States, university is a business. So over there, the education is free for everyone that wants to do it. So, I was always an academic. My family always encouraged me to kind of follow that path, and so like professionalism and.
Now, how many siblings did your mother have? Or not your mother, but did you have? How many kids did you have?
I did, but like my family was a little bit strange because my parents got together when they were pretty young.
What's young though?
They were 22, so they didn't have everything figured out. They don't like to say I'm a mistake, but
22 is not, I don't know what the guy taught. 22 is not young to have kids.
Nobody was ready over there, so
Who's ever ready?
True.
You know?
True, that's true. I think it was a blessing for them after the fact. You know, it's always a surprise when they first find out what's going on, and then later on, it's well, they always tell the story that it was a blessing for them and how it changed their life in a good way.
So you're the oldest?
I'm the oldest in my whole generation. Yes.
So you're the first one out of everybody else?
Correct.
How many of you are there?
There's seven of us.
7. Okay, so 7 and you're the oldest one. Geez, 7 kids?
Yeah.
Living la vida loca for real.
Well, no, they're not all my brothers. Like only 3 of those are really my brothers. All the rest of us were cousins, but we all kind of grew up in the same house. So
it's different in I'm gonna say other cultures. In Caribbean culture overseas, my stepfather, his mother had 11 kids. You know, because they lived in the countryside. All you can do is
listen. My grandmother had 13 brothers. There was 14 of them. Yeah.
So you know how that goes, you know.
Right.
But all right. So growing up, right, in Venezuela, how is it for the community, like the LGBTQ community over there?
It's not very open. I think it's changing, and I feel like the evolution is happening really fast. After high school and after going through university was a really good time for me because you get to reinvent who you are. You don't have to necessarily follow the lines that made people bully you or that made you feel like you had a weak or
right.
that parts of you that maybe you weren't proud of. You get to be this whole new person in university and nobody knows you, so you actually get to develop who you are.
You said bully, right?
Right.
Before we even get to that, what was it like when you, or not what was it like, before we even get to that, when did you first realize that you were not heterosexual?
Tough, because I feel like a part of me always kind of knew, but I never really wanted to accept it until I was like 13.
Now, what made you feel like that though? And for people that's watching, just to let you know, this conversation is clearly just to give people understanding between a straight guy and a gay guy. What's the difference between the two of us? And that's why the show is titled what it's titled.
So well, I guess social pressure, it's got a lot to do with it because in Latin America, in the Caribbean, I guess, you're supposed to grow up and by the time you're 18, you're supposed to already have kids or have a family.
Right, some places before that.
Right, so growing up, you kind of start realizing that even as a kid, you're 8 years old and they're always asking you like, oh, where's your girlfriend and the girls? And I never felt kind of inclined to girls like that, and it was nothing that I could control. It was just I never felt that way. I would always more go to the guys. Like,
did girls try to hit on you? Like, what was it like?
I don't know what happened, man. It's just pussy scared me a lot. It wasn't scary, but yeah, I don't know. I always felt more inclined. I guess because they always make them guys or the men in Latin culture be like, oh, once he talk, that's what we all do. Like, they have the final word, they have decision, they have power. You always want to be on that side if you want to be able to make decisions and have some sort of power. So, especially my grandmother. My grandmother is the most machista person I've ever known.
Now, what's machista mean?
Machista means like machos. Like, she's all about the guys. I'm all about
feisty
empowering.
Latinas.
I'm about empowering women. Like, all gay people, like as a crew, we're all like, oh yeah, women, feminine. Like, yeah, of course, girl power. My grandmother would be the person to be like, oh, women, wait. The men have to eat first. And
she's
then
old-fashioned.
Oh God, and
she's really old-fashioned.
And she has a great heart. So that's how I grew up, and I learned from the best. She's the best.
So your family was accepting of it when you first came out. Like, how was that for your family?
I think when you don't know what's going on, it's always it's terrifying because they don't know what's going on, and they always fear it's something worse. Like when I finally came out and we talked about it, they all thought I was like doing hardcore drugs or something. Like, that's what I was hiding. Like, no.
What do you mean, like hardcore drugs?
Well, like hardcore, drugs or stuff that I couldn't talk about, or like I was hiding shit.
Did you go through a time period though where, keeping it to yourself, right? Like,
yeah.
What was that like for you, traumatically, like mentally? Like, how did that affect you?
It was odd because even though I was really able to, like I said, be who I wanted to be in university, I never really had to confront. Luckily, I didn't have enough people in my family that would come to university or that would relate to the people around university so that they could know who I was in university and then realize it didn't match who I was portraying to be at home.
Right.
So, yeah, especially like you always try to go through like you know, you go out with. I went out with girls. I had sex with girls a lot of times, and it was good. But after I had sex with a guy, I was like, oh, bitch, yeah. Okay, so this is what's supposed to be like. All right.
Oh my God.
There we go.
And that's when it was just, you knew what it was already at that point. Like,
yeah. So I mean, and I've always also been very real to myself, because at the end of the day, life is what we make it. Right. So if you are not able to tell yourself the truth, you're never going to be able to fulfill your own wishes.
Right.
And
I've always said that to people, that unless you're actually being who you're supposed to be, then the reality of what you're supposed to become will never come through, because you're not on the right path. Mm-hmm. So that's actually a fact. Now, university. Why do you feel people were more open to it in university versus?
I think in high school everybody knows each other from like growing up, or like, because we had like preschool and then like all school and then high school. It was all in the same building.
Right.
So we all know our families. We all know our dad. It's really hard to come out to people when you know them, because you feel that when somebody loves you and you're going to kind of say something that they might reject you for, it's really hurtful, as opposed to just telling people you don't give a fuck about, or like you don't care. Of course it was the first people I told in school were girls I just met, like in university, and my girls from high school, like my core friends, my true friends that I like, that we were like this together forever. They had no idea, so they were really pissed off at first.
Were they pissed off that they didn't know that you were?
That I didn't tell them first. They were like, "How dare you? How can other people know before we do? We grew up with you."
They were upset. They were more accepting.
It was more accepting, right? It was actually more accepting than I thought it would be, but it had a lot to deal with who I was as a person.
Now, was there anybody close to you that rejected you after that?
I think yes, but I think with time they have all had the chance to come around and either apologize or say something nice or kind of stay in the loop around.
How did you deal with it though, like for yourself, when you go through situations like that, being the fact that you had to withstand the pressure of holding that to yourself, then coming out to being your true self, and now you have to withstand, I might lose this person, that's got to be like a mental mind fuck. So
it
like,
is, especially with family. That's the most terrifying part. So
how did you juggle that?
You don't. You don't. I mean, it's something. To me, it kind of happened. I always told myself, like, I don't think I'm ever going to have this conversation with my grandparents, because I don't like, you don't talk to your grandmother about who you're having sex with unless you're bringing them home.
I'll show you a YouTube video right now of this girl that
talking to her grandmother about who she's having sex with.
Her grandmother was like, "So what do you mean you don't? Do you just lick each other?" Wait, what?
Wait, that would never happen between me and my grandmother. We love each other in like she's the most spiritual person I've ever known. And she taught me how to be a good person. She taught me everything I know.
Right.
But she would never come in my space and like ask me like questions that would make her uncomfortable. So I never thought I would actually have the conversation with her. It wasn't until I saw somebody, one of my core best friends, he died and his family gathered, and his family had always rejected his boyfriend, like bluntly rejected his boyfriend for being together, because they were like, "Oh, you're a bad influence in our kid and you're making him gay," like, because they always think
you're making him gay.
Right, of course.
Oh, okay.
And then I saw that, and in his funeral we were all there, and his family and the boy that was always rejected, they were all hugging each other, like supporting each. Why couldn't they do that when he was alive? So I felt like, it even gets me a little bit, like every time I talk about it.
So he passed away. He
passed away, and then again, his boyfriend that his family had always rejected for years, and his family were now like together, like, oh, because he had passed. They both lost someone important, and I think part of it was because he never had the real chance to bring them together in a way that it wasn't judgmental or frowned upon, and they never got a chance to actually be the family they could have been. So I felt, this is not going to happen to me, and tonight I'm going to talk to my grandmother about it. and I went and told her.
How did she?
She was really good about it because I told her the whole thing. Like, this is why I'm telling you, and this is what happened.
think
She
she
was
knew
like,
already,
oh,
though.
oh no.
she might have known already, though.
Everybody knows. All mothers know what's going
Yeah,
on.
you know, like that's why. Because most mothers, they pick up on that. Like,
No, and then like if anyone's watching that like if you have a kid or you know somebody that maybe you think is going through this situation, be encourageful in the way that. Not that like, hey, I know and tell me. No, be more like open about it. Like, I love this and
Right.
and I'm open to this. And if I ever met somebody, you know, like
Yeah.
present the opportunity so that if at some point they feel like, God, I need someone to talk to, because I did, and that there was a lot of times where sometimes you don't have someone to talk to.
yeah. I trust me. Even as a straight man, that's something that.
It's even worse. No,
See, as this darn light is even as a straight male, right? The problem with us is where everything is supposed to be so macho that we're not allowed to cry. We're not allowed to break down. And we're not allowed to express ourselves with each other. I mean, if you walk in a bathroom, bro, and you see like 3 or 4 guys in the bathroom and they're telling each other about some issues and one guy's breaking down. That's not really a straight guy looking setting, you know? Like, guys at the table, hey, follow me to the bathroom. Girls can do that. When you see a guy do that, it's like, huh? You know what I'm saying?
No.
So
people always tell me like, oh God, was it hard for you? And then like I compare like it's just it has to do with social pressure and what kind of social pressure you actually succumb to or you become a part of. Because I feel for that. I have a lot of straight friends that love to talk to me,
right.
because they don't have anyone to talk. Right.
Easy to talk to.
And it's like, God, I've never talked to anyone like this before.
Yeah. No, people, it's all about judgmental stuff, you know. But anyways, real quick before we get into the whole venture of the bullying section of everything, because I know you have to deal with a lot. I've always told people, listen, if my son came out and told me he was gay, I would not reject my son. I would teach him how to fight.
Right.
Right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a real quick break. I want y'all to check this commercial out from Pocket Doge. Actually, it's not Pocket, PocketToken.com. These guys actually have a record label on the whole blockchain setup where they release NFTs and stuff like that when it comes to their music. So y'all check that out real quick. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey y'all, and welcome back to Real Life Ish. This is your boy last name Jones, and sitting with me today is Eddie. And yeah.
Hey.
Bro been telling us a story. Very intriguing, very interesting story so far. Now, before we went out for break, I said that when we come back, we'll be touching on the basis of, did you have to deal with bullying or anything like that growing up? Before we can do that, athletics. Were you athletic? Did you play sports?
No.
No?
It's so funny you asked that question. No. Why would you ask that on camera? Oh my God.
What?
No. Okay, no. Balls hate me.
conversation.
Like, I don't.
Balls do not hate you, bro.
They do. Believe me.
The balls love you, Eddie.
It's terrible. I cannot play any sports that have any kind of balls in, like, no tennis, nothing. It's really bad. So that was
uncoordinated or?
I am really well coordinated. Like, I can dance. But something about that shape is just not stable for me.
At you like, oh,
listen,
shit.
one time we were playing soccer, and the whole field was empty. All the guys were all the way down, like in the other archery, and they were like, "Oh yeah, send the ball to Eddie so he can send the pass back, and we can, shot the whatever." They sent me the ball. The ball was just rolling on the floor. I put my feet up like that. I stepped on the ball and I fell down backwards. Like, everyone was like, even the teacher was like laughing his ass off.
Bro, don't feel bad. 7th grade, I played soccer, right? And I was goalie. And somebody had a breakaway. He kicked the ball, but the ball rolled. It's just me and the ball. So I went to go kick the ball out instead of just picking the ball up, and I missed the kick. And that shit went into the goal. So don't feel bad.
Yeah, okay.
I did that. I did that. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So when it came to like your peers and other kids and stuff like that, did you have to deal with bullying or anything like that?
I did. I think what actually made it a little bit better for me was that I was a really good academic. So even though I was bullied for all this like bad stuff about how feminine or how I was a teacher's pet or all this other stuff, they all needed my homework. So we were all really good friends in there. No, and actually, the school I went to, they made everybody feel like family. We all treated each other like cousins and brothers. And it's the people you grow up with. Right now, those guys, I know that if I needed anyone from my core high school, if I call them, I know they would be there for me.
Right.
Even if we haven't spoken for 10, 12 years or so.
Okay, so I think that has a lot to do with culture also.
Right.
It's more humane.
Well, it was a Catholic school, but I think all of our parents, like they kind of knew that the Catholics, that it has the values. Okay, so once you're brought up in around those kind of values, you're able to kind of stick around for each other a little bit more and take shit from each other a lot more and like be more okay. Like I understand you. For example, before when we were talking about like how it was for me, like after growing up and realizing, oh God, this is what this guy did to me when this is the way I was treated. Because while you're going through it, you're just going through it. You don't really see yourself from an outsider perspective.
Now, this next question is kind of heavy. You can answer it. You don't have to answer it. Now, in your lifetime, right? Have you ever been have you ever been molested or touched by family or anybody in your lifetime? You don't have to speak names, but you can speak on situations if you choose to.
I don't think so. Not that I was like fully aware of. I don't have memory of it. There's a few incidents that I think my mom is traumatized by it. Like she remembers some weird stuff, but I don't know that that's like fully there.
Right.
I don't remember any of it. So
if moms remember it, it's there.
Right.
If mom remembers, it's there.
I don't know. I guess if it was maybe so traumatic that I don't remember any of it.
But sometimes people do that.
I heard. So
when not to cut you off, but when I first moved up from Jamaica, they diagnosed me as emotionally handicapped. Due to the fact that I was traumatized by certain things that I'd seen as a kid, to where there's a part of me emotionally that's just completely locked off, including memory and other things, and that was just to protect myself. So that's your subconscious protecting you from certain things, like because that mind is fragile. Once it reaches a breaking point, the mind it has like a defense mechanism. It's gonna,
I think even after the fact, like right now, I feel like a lot of the times in regular life we usually compensate for other people, and from like if you're not super happy in what you're going through in life, you will always say, well, but this is because of that, and this is because of that. So your mind is always trying to somehow kind of find some balance, to whatever the frog is going on around you. Right?
So Venezuela, all right.
Oh boy.
What made you, at this point? Okay, so you came out. Everybody knows, right? You're at university. Now, university, clearly you were more yourself. So I'm guessing you had a good experience at university while you were over there. What were you studying?
I went to architectural school.
So you're architect. Okay. What made you leave Venezuela?
Well, after some time, everybody that was in my generation, we kind of saw how our country was taken over by this not communism, that it's kind of communism. There's a lot of names to the things that they did. It's corruption. The one name is just corruption, because a lot of the things that happened were unfair. It was people were not being treated fair. Trades were being done with just it only only one person matters, or only one side matters in that situation, and then everybody is affected. So by the end, there was a moment where if I didn't come when I came here, I had to borrow money to actually pay for my ticket. So if I wouldn't have done that in the moment I did, I would have probably didn't have any money to eat next month, right? Like the next month. So I'm very blessed and grateful to be here.
Well, I think so. And not having money to eat the following month, and there's people complaining that they didn't get a certain amount of food stamps this month. It's crazy.
No, well, with everything that's going on right now in the world too, it's different. But I think a lot of people from Venezuela that left around the same time I did, or that are around my generation time, would feel the same way, because we had to leave. I mean, and it was, don't get me wrong, everybody before, Venezuela was the place where everybody wanted to go vacation. Like I've had customers right now. I work retail now, so I get a lot of people that has traveled around the world. And whenever I bring it up, like we always talk about Venezuela because I always want the customers to come back to me in the store. So whenever I bring it up, they're always, oh my God, a lot of people would be like, oh my God, I was there before for vacations. I know Caracas. I know Margarita. I know, very few people say Maracaibo. It's most likely Caracas and Margarita. But everybody wanted to go there to visit. Everybody wanted to go see El Salto Ángel. You know, like remember the movie Up?
Yeah.
Where the mountains are like cut up like that. I don't know how you call it in English. Right, that's Venezuela. The whole scenario from the movie Up, it's in Venezuela. Going there is the most expensive, beautiful trip you could ever see.
I bet.
There's real Indian tribes still living there, and they hunt in the jungle. It's
now,
really nice.
Do you recommend people go there to those villages to see these tribes?
Right now, if you have the money to do it, yes, do it, because that's a part of Venezuela that has no other. There's no.
I'm gonna tell y'all
it's
this.
Great.
I don't want nobody going over there and shit happening, and you come back and say, "Well, Jones
not in Margarita." No.
Listen, take his word for it, okay?
Oh, God.
I've heard stories of that one place in India.
Yeah.
Where the prophet guy, that he went to go try to teach this tribe about God that's been there for umpteen years, centuries, to where the government said, nobody goes over there. I don't know what part of that this dude didn't understand. Like, listen, nobody goes over there. So a dude goes over there with Bibles. The first time they scared him off with bows and arrows. I don't know why he thought it'd be any different the second time. He go over there, man, they slaughtered that guy.
Right.
He was all over the news, and they can't get in trouble for it.
Right,
you know why? Nobody was supposed to go over there. That's why. Follow directions.
It's not like that. It's a guided tour. So again, if you have the money to go, it's a helicopter tour. You go through all the.
Somebody might hit you with a poison dart.
It's the highest chunk of water. You can jump on it.
Listen, but so do you still have family in Venezuela?
I do, and that's like the hardest part because we have to still cope with the fact that they live there, and we still see a lot of the corruption that goes on. In Venezuela, we don't use dollars, we use bolívares. And bolívar, like when I came here, for example, there's no example. There's no way I can put it. There's no way I can actually explain it in a way that you would understand. But hold on, an air conditioner in Venezuela is about $250, and an engineer, a graduated engineer, makes $7 a month. A month. 7 in bolívares. This is all in bolívares. So if you're an engineer and you make $7 a month, how long it would take you after paying for everything else? How long would it take you to get? Hold on. A carton of eggs is $10. So if you made 7 a month and you couldn't buy a carton of eggs, it's ridiculous. Everybody.
Is there a drug trade out there?
I mean,
because you talk about an engineer making $7. Hey, listen, I need to go meet Pablo.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm becoming a farmer. I'm telling you that now.
Everybody that's in Venezuela right now is either they have businesses in dollars or they have somebody out that helps. Like my family has me, and some of us that we all send money over there, and that's the way. Sorry, that they can all eat.
$7, bro. I could go scrape up $7 and quarters out of somebody's car, out of my car. That's crazy.
An engineer, I know.
So if that's an engineer, so what is a person that?
They trade stuff right now. You're asking like for gardeners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, well, for example, my grandmother would hire a gardener and they would only ask for like food. They would be like, "Oh, I'll cut your plant." It's different now. It's so different.
It's a barter system now.
The way they would have to pay them, the bolívares nobody even takes bolívares in stores anymore. You would have to pay stuff over there with dollars. So, for example, for my mom to do groceries.
That's the national currency.
The bolívares? Yeah. Dollars? No.
No, the
right, bolívares, right. So, for example, for my mom to do her grocery list, we have to Sealy or Zelly transfer her money, wire money, so that
you really need to learn blockchain technology. No, seriously. With if you had a wallet or she had a wallet.
Well, we treat it is kind of a wallet, and they kind of created systems where you can kind of send money to so that they can use it, and it's easier for them, and it doesn't look fishy for us in the bank either. Because then, of course, when you're from here, you're sending money over there all the time. It's like, what's going on?
Well, that's what I was saying. With the blockchain tech, how it goes is you can literally if they have like a trust wallet or anything like that with the crypto, you turn that dollar into USDC. You send it to them. There's no fee. There's no charge for that, and they get that directly.
Yeah, there's always ways around it, and Venezuela, we're very feisty people. We always find our ways around things. We're very proud of who we are too, and I think yeah, all of us have struggled, and I think at least everyone that I know that is out there is doing it hard and doing its best to bring something back home, help their parents at home, help their families, and do it right.
Now, coming to America, right? The culture clash that changed, like, cause you're saying like, you still send money back home to your family, right? You still take care of family, and you're here. In American culture, you don't see that.
Oh my God, yes, it's so different. I talk to people all the time, and when I talk about not having seen my parents or my family, my little brother and sister, I cannot, or my dog, I will start crying right now. It's been 4 years. And then sometimes I tell people like, oh yeah, no, my mom is in, I don't know, Ohio or Wisconsin or, North Dakota, somewhere in another state. And, it's been like 6 years. Yeah, we talk all the time. It's like, that's normal for you? Like, yeah. Why? Yeah. It's very different. And I don't see it as a bad thing. I feel like if you could combine both, you could do great. Because in Latin America, there's always the other. For example, if you don't spend every New Year's Eve with your mom, you're a bad person. So like that's a little bit extremes. There's parties, mom. Okay.
What if you can't stage? Right. What if your mom is like, like you can only take like 10 minutes of your mom, like. What you supposed to do at that point?
It's your mom. You're supposed to take it because it's New Year's Eve and it's your mom. Listen. You're not gonna win any of these fights in Latino culture. I will sit you down and you're gonna have to spend the whole night here.
It's like, what if you're married? What if you're married to a woman with like just an aggravating mother-in-law?
Forget it. You are grounded. It's not going to happen.
I'd get her drunk. I get her drunk. She'll pass out.
That's what happens. Every holiday.
Have this. Let her pass out. Get drunk. I don't gotta listen to that shit.
Every holiday. That's why you see all Latinos going.
All right. So coming to America, right? As a Latin man, and not just a Latin man, but you're Latin and you're gay in America.
So a man and a woman. No, okay.
Well,
a little bit of both.
How do you? You know what? Hell, why we at it? All right, so we got 5 minutes. Man, tell them we got about 5 minutes left. Not even 1 minute. Okay, so we got 1 minute. Before we jump in that, I'm gonna go ahead and have y'all go back and check this commercial out real fast. Again, it's the pocket people, crazy people with the crypto stuff that for some reason they pay you money for holding on to their crypto. I don't get the logic, but it works. Go check it out for yourself. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, last name Jones, and you're tuning into Real Life Ish. Now, in case you weren't watching before, joining us today is Eddie. We've already discussed pretty much what his life was like in Venezuela, coming to America as a gay male, being Latin on top of that in America with everything going on today politically. Now we're at the point where we're trying to find understanding between the two of us. So what have we learned so far? Okay, gay couples and relationships is no different from heterosexual relationships.
True.
Same trust issues, same BS that go on, the same nagging, everything. It's all the same. Men forget when they go in the store to buy what they were sent to the store to go buy. It is all the same.
Or to just look at the black guy. It happens.
Well, I wouldn't look at a black guy in the store.
I would.
Well, you would. Like, yeah, it's just I wouldn't look at the black guy in the store. But wait, that means I'll be the black guy getting looked at.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Yeah, anyways, awkward moment. Like, wait a minute. It's like, yo, but you see what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no reason for people to be separated just because of labels, bro.
Right.
Like, this guy here, like, we were friends before this. We were friends off camera, and he has been a close friend for a while. You know what I'm saying? And there's never been a moment where he's ever tried me like that. There's never been a moment where I disrespected him like that. There's moments where, hey, bro, who we gotta go fuck up? Excuse my French. I might have to bleep that out. Whatever. But, there's been those moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason for it. If you're comfortable in your sexuality, comfortable in yourself of knowing who you are, then you should not really care about what somebody else is doing with their life.
True.
You honestly should not care.
It's also the reason why I felt like so inclined when you invited me over. I really like your idea and the whole thing, because I feel like it's going to give you guys another way of looking at things, and it really is really funny, because you would be the black guy at the store, and it's if you put yourself in those shoes, like it's that perception, and it's great that you get to be the friends with the person that you would normally consider your like social opponent, or someone that you wouldn't think would accept you.
Social opponent. I never thought about that.
I found a really good friend in you. I never thought
Bro,
he's really supportive. He's great.
There was a time before you started dating the person you're dating now, right? I got a text message from this crazy ass here. Okay. Bro, guess what? I'm like, God, what? He's like, so that guy that I saw at the gym, the one that I told you, I don't know if he is, but for some reason he looks at me, I look at him.
Oh my God.
I'm like, yeah, what? He's like, he just came into my store with his wife. I'm like, bro, leave it alone. But this is conversations that we've legit had. Like, this shit be funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it be him finally talking to a black guy or me telling him, listen. But even when he's been down, there's times where I've been down and people around me didn't pick up on it. You know what I'm saying? He'll pick up and he'll like, yo, words of encouragement. You know what I'm saying? And I've never felt like he was turning me gay. I still feel pretty straight. I'm just saying, I don't know about you, but I still feel pretty straight. But have you ever had somebody like come at you though, like in a hateful manner for no reason at all, just because they knew you were gay?
Yes, I think if you give everyone the opportunity, you will find some haters and some people that will. Sometimes it's a reflection thing. It's something they see in you that they don't like about themselves, and then they feel like they have to say something about it. But I feel like when you're pretty straightforward and you have a positive energy and you're very open to conversation, that kind of stripes away, because I don't even, for the most, at least I don't even see it. Like when people are sometimes like rude to me, they're like, oh yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, can I please help you this way? I'm so used to like trying to divert things that I don't take anything personal. No, I work retail, so you can't take anything personal, because I have people that would come into my store, for example, and I would be like, hi, welcome you in. This is your first time in? And they would be like, I'm just looking. Right, and I'm
just
like,
because?
I mean, no, just sometimes they don't like the accent. Sometimes they don't want somebody just talking to them. So
right.
You learn to not take anything personal. And when you're in that mindset and there's nothing that can be said to me that would make me go in flames, like mad. I don't have that. I've grown up.
Here's the thing, Dan. This is one thing that I've always wondered about, right? Religion-wise, when it comes to Christianity, the Bible speaks out against homosexuality, right? Sodom and Gomorrah, whichever. How do you balance your faith with your lifestyle? Like, how do you go about that?
I think growing up in a Catholic environment, kind of, like, we had the Moses, like the 10 predicaments from Moses and stuff, so it kind of gives you, like, boundaries. It teaches you how to have boundaries, and how it gives you a guideline on how to be a good person. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you don't do exactly what's in those 10, you're probably going to hell. Because I've learned that that's not the case. I mean, and that's what I like to believe. So I think it's a mix. I've learned to kind of combine. I also do a lot of yoga and spirit. I believe in energy and vibes.
Right.
What you carry around. If you like... I plan things too, and I do things with my hands. So everything that you kind of touch and you put your energy towards to, then that's gonna grow with something. And it's the same with people. If you treat people a certain way, that energy comes back to you. I don't know if you've seen that really old. I can't remember the name of the movie, and it was about doing 3 things for somebody. And then those 3 people would do 3 things for somebody, and then those 3
paying it forward.
Right. It was so good. The whole concept, and I always tell these people at my store as well. When they come in, I'm like, well, if you feel like I take good care of you, then you go ahead and do something that's for somebody else. And that's a really good way of keeping up like a
Right.
good energy, you know. And it's not necessarily towards gay or this and that or black or white. It's just people. We're all people
I
at the end of the
personally
day.
feel like, first off, religion is man-made. Let's just put that out there.
Right.
I don't care who gets offended. Religion is man-made. I said it. God never intended on us to be religious. I personally don't feel like, because as far as I know, religion has been the core root of wars, just violence in general. Religion has caused so much separation because it's another form of labels. You're a Christian, I'm a Muslim, you worship Allah, I worship God, but Allah means God. It's very confusing, all of this stuff. You know, no disrespect to anybody's religion out there, but I personally feel like we were not supposed to be separated by religion
I believe, right.
and by beliefs. So with that being said and done, I'm a spiritual person. I do believe in God. I believe that there is a God. There's an Alpha creator that created all of this. I also believe that he makes no mistakes. So if a person feels that they're gay or whatever they may be, hey, listen, that's just how you were built. That's how you were built. That's just you. There's nothing wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how you were built. There's a reason why you are like that, and etc. Doesn't mean you're any different from whatever. You just live a different lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it.
Yep.
Right now, with that being said and done, when it comes to religion and the church and everything else, I've always said, why even go to a church to get married when somebody is gay? If you're gonna live the lifestyle, create your own thing. Put it to where, okay, no, you don't get married in the church. Like I even said that to a gay friend that was getting married. Like, why would you get married in an establishment that speaks out against your lifestyle? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's
people put the establishment
true. It's true.
with God.
It's true.
And they have to learn to separate that.
True.
And just that's what I meant by
see
when
what
I
you're
said
saying.
that.
Right,
to him.
right.
Like, why would you want to get married in an establishment, not religious, just an establishment that doesn't stand for you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas you can still believe in God and believe that God is with you because he created you how you are. Get married on the beach. Create your own process. Create your own thing to where it's like nobody can say anything to you.
Right.
That was just my take on that, you know, when it comes down to the whole thing.
I think it's about acceptance, because when you have to, I don't know if it happens to you, but like, and I take this for DIY too. DIY has become such a thing because at some point during the last couple of years, everything has become so unaffordable, and
Right.
I don't know that people has realized that we don't have the same acquisitive power. I don't know if you say it like that in English, but
Acquisition, we can
right,
acquire
'cause
things
before
like that
you
more.
could acquire things more
Right.
easily, and right now it seems like it's easier when you do it at home. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you DIY it, like there's a whole idea behind it. Like when
DIY
you do it
means
yourself,
do it yourself, by the way.
right? Do it yourself. That's what. Sorry. And I feel like if you are going to actually be the one like doing it yourself,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the other people is maybe not going to take it as if, oh, they're married, you know, like it's not as serious, or it's not legal for everybody. You're gonna have hater family members or haters saying, yeah, well, they only got married with their little weird ceremony at the beach. That's not real. But it's about that acceptance, and that's
Right.
why it's become such a thing. I don't understand why
But
marriage.
isn't it self-acceptance? Like, I feel like a lot of people envy some people that's gay because they can't they can't be that free themselves. There's a freedom or a certain freeness that I personally feel like gay people move with that most people don't move with. Right? So I don't really see that being a thing to where it's like, well, I can't say that because I'm not gay, but as far as acceptance goes, don't you feel like being that you're gay, you've already accepted yourself? The world can't accept you the way how you've accepted yourself, you know?
Yeah, but yes and no. Yes, I see what you're saying, and it's true. Like if you're at peace with yourself, that's what's most important. That's what should matter.
Right.
Right. So that's if you get that, that's perfect. You don't even have to worry about anything else. But sometimes to actually get there so that you can accept yourself, you need to make sure that everyone else is aware that this is what you're doing. And you're unapologetic about it. And you don't need to give anyone explanations, and that's why we walk around with that freedom. Because when
Right.
you've been through it and you've been thrown stones at because of this, then when you go raise your flag and it's like, this is who I am, then it doesn't matter.
That is why you should create your own thing. Because just like that, I'm going to tell you something. A lot of cultures, when they create their own process of doing things, black people specifically, we were rejected in so many things. And when we create our own thing, every time everybody wants to take it.
Yeah,
you know,
course,
so
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, church don't want y'all to get married in church? All right, cool.
Go get
do your own
yeah.
thing and make it as fucking, how y'all say it, fabulous as you want to make it. You see what I'm saying?
Everybody's gonna want to get
so
married.
Everybody want to do that. You know, it becomes, oh, well, you know, that's the process that gay people use. Well, I don't care. I want to try it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it always boils down to. I feel like the best way for acceptance, as a straight male looking from the outside, I should say, you know what I'm saying? Like, by doing and creating your own thing in the culture and stuff, your movement can only get stronger, because then a lot of people will feel like, oh, they're not trying to impose this on me, or they're not trying to force this on me or anything like that. You can't say they're forcing anything on you at this point, because they're doing their own thing.
Right.
And they're doing it in a way to where it's a culture, and it's developed and formed into a culture to where other people want to partake, and they're not even gay.
Right.
And
I think about partially. It's about the legal stuff too, you know. Like when you get married, there's legal other stuff
who
that
legally
goes
said
to
you got to
it.
get married in the church?
Yeah, the church doesn't have anything to do. I totally see.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Totally.
You don't have to.
It's a social cultural thing. Totally. Yeah, we should make it rad. Let's do that.
Yeah, I think people have this. We're tied to this concept of society that.
Well,
I'm getting married. I have to go into a church, man.
And it makes it hard for church too, because a lot of the times those folks will. I mean, nothing bad, but if they don't understand it, they don't understand it. So why would you?
And then that's what I'm saying. Also for the church, when the pastor is like, oh well, this and that.
Because nobody else will be going there
like
anymore
they're challenging themselves, you know. So that's what I'm saying. If people are gonna coexist, and I think that's where the friction comes in with everybody, is people feel like, oh, this is being imposed on me. And it's like, well, wait a minute, there's a way we can go about this.
Correct. And understanding, like you said before as well.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to get married in the church. Why? God ain't looking down on you. It's the people in the church. That's it. You don't got to deal with them. That's how I see it. You know, I have friends today I have a grandmother. She turns Buddhist every Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Because she don't have to buy you presents.
Okay,
right?
of course.
So every Christmas she breaks out the Buddha statues with all this other crap, whatever. Bro, I used to think it was the weirdest. You know what I'm saying? Like, who does that? Like, you break out Buddha statues so you don't gotta buy us presents. Okay, cool. Like, you could just say, I ain't buying y'all no presents.
That's it.
But see, it's become a thing now to where if grandma don't break out her Buddha statues during Christmas, something is wrong. I've accepted it.
Right.
But that was her thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
and she made that, right.
She made that her thing. But I've accepted it to where if she don't do it now a few years later, to me something is wrong.
Right, something.
You get what I'm saying?
Going on with her, right?
So if people look at us like gay people, like they're not normal. No. I'm telling you, people, even the fashion in hip hop. Have you paid attention to how rappers dress?
Of course, it's so different than that.
Bruh, come on. We're both grown. Yeah, listen, you may be gay, but you're still a man, okay? You still have eyes, okay?
Course.
You know what you're looking at when you see most of these rappers dress. Russell Westbrook in the long tutu. That's what it looked like a tutu. It was just really long. Come on, man. Like, we know that most of their stylists are gay. And it's all in hip hop. It's in fashion.
It's everywhere, yeah.
I think gay people have always run the fashion world.
It's always been, like, we've always been behind, like, who do you think is holding the cameras and writing the news and putting the screens and the stuff? It's all the support, all the stylists, the makeup, the hair, the dresses, the designs, everything. We're everywhere. It's just now it's a time where everyone is a lot more upfront about it, and it's like, it's great.
You're tired of being in the background and you want to step out and get your credit. Because I'm gonna tell you, just like how people want their credit for, I was the first to do this, I was the first to do that. And I hope a lot of y'all rappers are watching this. We know a lot of the fashion does come from gay fashion designers or stylists. Like, a lot of their stylists are gay. And that's just something that people have to accept. So with that being said and done, this is why in society people got to be more open-minded, because little do you know, a lot of your culture is already blended together. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Now let me ask you real quick to get sidetracked. What is your take? And I'm pretty sure everybody's waiting for me to ask this question. What is your take on buying little boys a kitchen set? You've seen this on social media.
Listen,
People have been arguing about this.
They have, and I think don't tell your kids what to do all the time. Let your kids tell you what they want to do and encourage them.
Can you say that again, please? Say that again for the people in the back.
This is not about gay or straight. This is about. I feel like we all as humans, we all have some sort of superpower. If you're lucky enough in your time of life, you're gonna find a way to do great things that you can only do yourself, and that is going to be your superpower. Don't tell everyone what to do, like your kids. It's necessary that you teach them what's good and bad. You have to teach people what's good and bad, especially if you're raising them. But don't expect them to be a piano player or a dance. Just wait and see what's gonna come up, because you could be surprised. It's listen, the people who actually did it for, let's see, for example, Taylor Swift's parents, they've always encouraged her to do music because she wanted to do music. They wanted her to be a dancer. I bet she's really happy that she encouraged her to do music.
I mean, unless you like Joe Jackson, where you just beat your kids, like you gonna sing, you gonna dance, Mike. You gonna sing, you gonna dance, like. No, but
and then for me, for example, growing up, I was always imposed to be like, you have to grow up in university, you have to study, do this, do that. Maybe I would have had a different upbringing, and maybe I would have been an artist. Maybe, I don't know.
You still can be an artist. I think you're very artistic. Actually, I've seen some of your work.
I think I'm very artistic too, but you know what I mean. Like, if you know, I'm more trained to do this other stuff in my life, and that's what I feel comfortable with, because that's what I like to do. And
I personally feel like when it comes to the play sets, if your son comes to you and say that he wants a kitchen set for Christmas, all right, get him a kitchen set.
Yeah, have you seen MasterChef?
Try not to get him a pink one.
Hey,
pink and white one. There's boyish looking ones out now.
It doesn't matter.
That
color.
No, that part I'm gonna disagree on.
Well,
color does. I feel like color does.
I am going to break this, because this is the reason why we made this video. It does not matter. It doesn't matter what the color is. If it's white or gray, it doesn't matter if it's black or white or gray or yellow kitchen.
Can I explain why?
No, there's no why.
What you mean? There has to be. All right, there has to be explanation, right? The reason why I feel like color matters, right? My daughter will go to school, and she's cried before because the little girl's like, oh, your dress look like an old lady. Because I dressed my little girl like a little girl.
Well, because kids are horrible. That doesn't have anything to do with the color. Yes.
Kids are horrible. Right. Now, hold on. It's not about the color in this. Kids are friggin' horrible, right? That's the problem. You may teach your child a certain thing at home, but we still have to give our kids the opportunity to win. When they go to school and this and that, and if your son goes to school in pink and white shoes, there is some punk-ass little boy at school whose parents are in the streets.
Yes and no. Yeah, here is the deal.
He's gonna let your kid have it, and now you gotta deal with that. Like, to me, it's more like protecting your
Here's
kids.
what I think you should do in that situation. If you want what did you say, the pink shoes and
your son.
Let's say it's pink shoes and white shirt. Okay, if you don't think that looks good, find a way to get other pink shoes that you think he's gonna look good out there with, and that he can feel represented by. And he's gonna be happy, and you're gonna be happy with still the pink. Listen,
I agree with that. It's not us, but again, people out there will get. If somebody do something to my kid, I am going to lose it. I'm sorry. So to avoid anybody catching charges, I'm gonna say to my point, if your son goes to the store with you, let me put it this way, and you say, okay, son, you can have a barbecue set. He said, no, Dad, I want a kitchen set. Okay, son, I buy your barbecue drum. No, Dad, I want a kitchen set. Take him to the store. Let him pick out the set. If he wants the silver one with the fake looking stainless steel stuff, get him that one. If he wants the pink one with the purple tops, get him that one.
There you go. Okay.
That's what he wants.
That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Also, if your son picks the pink one with the purple top,
let him know that people will say,
don't let him know shit. Teach him how to fight.
Right.
He don't need to explain nothing to nobody.
No,
because the moment you teach kids to do that, I feel like you're setting them up later on in life to having to explain themselves of why they do things to people.
If you set them to understand then they will be understanding.
Yeah, it's true. That is definitely true. It's kind of the same line though.
Rip.
You don't have to explain nothing.
When I was a kid, my mom always, she will tell this story crying to everybody. When I was very, very little, we had very little to go around. So whenever we would go out shopping, she would always sit me down somewhere. I was really, like, we had nothing and I was the only one. So I did everything my grown-ups told me to do all the time because I always wanted to be in good grades. I learned to be a bad kid after I had cousins. So my mom,
cousins, right?
she will sit me down and she'll be like, listen, we don't have any money. If you want something, you have to ask me first. If I say no, we're gonna walk away and you can't cry. There's no crying. Right. You will never cry. And she says I was the most well-behaved kid in the whole world. And I don't think I'm anything supernatural that I was, it was because the preparation she did. That was her job.
It's like my son, do you want McDonald's? No, I got food at home.
Wow, see, oh my God.
He's always been that way.
I've never heard that before in my life.
Seriously. Now, the one thing I don't ask my son, because I know I'm setting myself up for failure, you want pizza?
Right,
He gonna say yo. He gonna say yo. He gonna say yeah to that all day. But listen, it was a pleasure, bro.
Yes,
like,
me too.
having you here sitting down, like, having this conversation. This probably is going to be one of the many shows that me and you end up doing together. Guys, do you have social media? People can reach out to you on social media?
Follow me on Instagram. Well, we're going to list all the links down below. My name is Eduardo. My link on Instagram is edvalbu with a V as in Valbuena. You're going to have all the usernames and all the stuff so you can follow us on down below.
Okay. Now, sorry, I had a crick in my neck. Damn, like, bro, I tried to go for a massage the other day.
There we go, see?
Like, me and my girl went for a massage at this Chinese place, bro, and I swear to you, it felt like they would beat me up.
It's nice.
Nice, no.
You didn't like it?
The fuck, my back was hurting. Bro.
Wasn't it better the next day?
No, I've not been back since. Matter of fact, I feel like my left side is lower than my right side, bro. She put her elbow and then and then she want to sit there and boom, boom, boom. I had to look up like, is this a fat man or the same skinny woman? Right. She's strong, bro. Like, seriously.
Yeah, they have
tiny Chinese lady, friggin' hands like the Incredible Hulk. Like, oh my God, let me go. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy. But no, yo, it was a pleasure having you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And what y'all need to do, go troll this man and make him get his show together so he can start his own show. We're trying to give this man his own show. So he will have his own show coming to y'all real soon. I can't give y'all information on that. That's that man's show. You understand me? As far as everything else go, it was a pleasure. Thank you everybody that tuned in and that's been supporting us this entire time. Now, before we go, I need to ask you a very, very important question. What do you do for mental health?
For mental health?
Mm-hmm.
Right now?
Yeah.
I don't think anything. What do we got?
You need to start doing some stuff for mental health, man. Whether it be meditation or... I started doing this thing now where I listen to certain music at nighttime. It's not
you mean like in your real life? Well, I exercise a lot. I go to the gym. I do yoga. Meditation is something that's taken me a while.
Right.
But I feel, you need, in this world that we're living right now, you always need some time to yourself.
Okay.
So that you can always check back and calm and cool down and relax.
Right, like, see, I'm trying to hold meditation thing. My girl trying to get me into the yoga thing. Listen, I'm 35. I played ball. I was an athlete. My joints are friggin' sore. I can't be bending and twisting like that, bro. But what I started doing that actually works is I will, on YouTube, type in music to heal while I sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And it'd be like some vibration type stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I've woken up in really good mood in the morning times after falling asleep.
There's all kinds of music. There's a really good app. We won't name names, but there's a really good app.
No, if it's a mental health thing, go ahead, name it.
I can't remember the name though.
All right, too much. Anyways, y'all check this out. We about to go ahead and sign out. It is time to go ahead and finish up everything else we gotta do. People got real life shit to do, okay? We can't be here talking to y'all all day.
It's real.
It's real. Shit real. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, look, it was a pleasure. My name is Last Name Jones, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Go on the YouTube below, please. Subscribe and like. Subscribe and like. And we will see y'all on the next episode. Love.
Now I don't got the energy. I don't got the energy. Now you just a memory. Now you just a memory. I leave the past in the past, they just memories. I don't get a penny for your doubts, so what you think of me? I swear that shit just made me stronger every